Welcome back once again, everybody, to WZ Sports Day, Utah 2024. We saw things get off to an explosive start in speed soccer. Red team taking a commanding 2-0 lead in the event. Neon team not far behind at 1-1, and Cyan team trailing behind at 0-2. But it is not even close to over yet, folks. We've got 4 more sports, the next of which is going to be Wiffle Ball. Wiffle Ball is a tried and true sport in WZ Sports Day. You've seen it many times, 6 to be exact. This will be the 7th iteration, so there's not much to talk about. You know the drill. We are just going to get right into the action with the first game of Wiffle Ball. That is going to be Red Team versus Neon Team, starting right now.
And welcome everybody to Utah Wiffle 2024. We're kicking it off with Red versus Neon. Doobie on the bump for Neon. TK is going to lead it off for Red Team. Here we go. TK going to drill that one and start things off the way Red was hoping with a nice little infield hit.
Yeah, those hits to the left side are deadly, and Howler, speaking of deadly, will get pegged for ball 4 on a full count, and there will be runners on first and second.
Here comes Eirik with some pop, but not going to get to show it here as he gets on board with a walk. This is a sport Red is projected to struggle in, so this is exactly the start they're looking for with the bases loaded, nobody out for Evan.
That is not what they're looking for, as Evan will strike out with the bases loaded for a huge first out for Doobie and the Neon team.
And TK, the strongest hitter on this team, doing what he does best, getting on base for Red and getting an RBI there. RBI walk. Red's going to kick this off with a 1-0 lead.
Howler will chase that one outside, though. Riser out of the zone for strike 3, and now 2 outs.
Let's see if Doobie can get out of this with minimal damage. Here comes Eirik up to bat. He is going to put that one in play. It is going to get through, almost entirely through the infield there. Probably able to field it, but it's too late. 2 runs driven in. Pivotal hit there from Eirik. Red takes a 3-0 lead.
Full count pitch to Evan, and he strikes out on a fastball right down the middle. Great pitch by Doobie, and he will get out of the jam, strand some base runners.
Now Neon's going to get their shot here at the dish. TK on the mound, and it's going to be King up to bat first, leading things off for the Neon team. Neon definitely looking to respond quick here after going down early.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's King up to bat, 404 average, and doing one of the things he does well in this sport, walking, forcing the pitcher to throw a strike. TK not able to get that third strike in that time. King starts it off.
Yeah, a bit of an uncharacteristic walk for TK. We don't see him throw any of those, and Broadley, however, will not be looking to take a walk. He will put that in play, and runners on first and second.
Neon doing what they need to do, putting the ball in play. Doobie, although unfortunately out, does his job, advances the runners. Successful at bat despite the out. So now we've got second and third one out for Sydney with her first career plate appearance.
Will not go the way she was hoping for, though, as that will be strike 3 in the zone and a swing and a miss.
This is what you want if you're Neon. King up to bat with runners in scoring position, and he does what he needed to do. Brings Sydney in, makes it a 3-1 game. Big 2-out conversion there.
And 2 outs, but TK's not out of the water yet, as Barley will smack that into left field. That is an absolute no-doubter, gone off the bat. Brawley puts a charge into one. That's his first home run since Philly 2022, and it was no doubt about that one.
Huge. Brawley, who historically has struggled at the dish against TK, finally figures him out there, and Neon quickly retakes the lead. Doobie there, unfortunately, is going to go down, get sat down by TK for strike 3, who is going to end that inning there. 4-3 lead for Neon.
Now he will start this inning. 0-2 count, though, but he does put it in play. Doobie might have a play on him at first. Oh, but he sails it way out of play, so TK will get awarded 1 extra base on the overthrow.
Always very risky there, going for the peg. It doesn't pay off that time, and TK is going to take second. Runner in scoring position for Howler. Oh, Brawley, unable to field that one cleanly. It's going to allow TK to advance, and that's why it's so important in wiffle ball, just to put the ball in play, even if it's not great contact. Yeah,
that ball took a weird hop, and Brawley, who's historically a great fielder, was not able to come up with it. Eirik, though, will pop out, and so that's a big first out of the inning for Doobie.
Gets a little too under that one, is going to get the out. Big confidence boost for Doobie, who takes that momentum into a strikeout of Evan, who has struggled so far in this game. We'll see if they can get it figured out. Up comes TK.
Oh, just fights that one off on the 2 strikes pitch, but Doobie is actually able to peg him out by a half step at first. That is a huge play to get them out of the inning with no damage sustained.
Those peg plays can swing the game in the team's favor depending on how they go. It's going to bring Sydney up to bat here as the innings change, and she is able to get her first career hit. Feels great for her, feels great for Neon. Hopefully they can continue this momentum.
Yeah, it's like, what was I saying about those left side hits? 2 of them to start off this inning, and there's just nothing the red team defense can do. Eirik made respectable play attempts on both of those, so it just wasn't able to pay off.
Brings Brawley up to bat, coming off that huge 3-run homer. Let's see if he can keep it going. Unfortunately not. He is going to strike out for the first one of the inning. Up comes Doobie, first and second, 1 out.
Full count pitch to Doobie. He will chase on that one. I'm not sure if that hit zone or not. It was very close, but Doobie swung and missed regardless.
Great job from Sydney there, getting that one in play. Like we said so many times already, just putting the ball in play, especially for a newer player, is all you can ask for. Sydney coming in clutch there for Neon, 5-3 now.
Yeah, costly misplay by TK on the peg attempt, but they will only sustain 1 extra run of damage off it, as King does fly out, just missed that one. Could have been a lot worse for the red team.
It's going to bring Howler up to bat here, top of the third, with a 5-3 deficit, and he is going to go down to a nasty pitch from Doobie, who has really taken a leap on the mound here in this game.
Yeah, bottom pipe, not much you can do about that, and just Eirik is caught looking on an 0-2 count. He's stunned, and just like that, 2 outs, and they're down to their final out.
Evan does a great job being patient at the dish despite a tough day hitting, and is able to get on base. Some signs of life here for red team, who's not going to go down without a fight.
TK smacks that one up the middle, but Doobie might have a play, but again, it's sailed out of play and 1
that
extra
one
base.
looking very similar to the last underhanded peg of TK, but this one unfortunately does not work out. And now in a very huge situation. Unfortunately, King's phone ended up overheating due to the 100-degree weather here in the Utah desert. The game did end up ending with a ground ball to Doobie, who then pegged Evan to get the final out of the game. Very huge play there that we unfortunately were not able to capture.
Yeah. That was actually an insane play. It's really would have undoubtedly been the play of the game, but nonetheless, Neon team takes a big win to even themselves up with red in the standings. Game 2 of Wiffle Ball now. Red team will be back in action coming off of a tough loss against Cyan team, who are expected to be a strong team in Wiffle Ball. So you look at those numbers on their lineup, and there's a lot of on-base ability on this team. Speaking of on-base ability, Anks will lead things off, and he is historically great at getting on base, as he will watch that pitch sail tight of the strike zone for ball 4.
Here comes the most dangerous hitter in the clan up to bat, Wally, who does not convert as far as power goes. It does move Anks along, who makes a very risky decision running to third, but he does end up working out for him. The peg attempt is offline, and that's going to bring in the first run of the game for Cyan.
Larry up to bat, and he drives one deep to left center field, and that's gone. That's Larry's first career home run. This is like his 5th Sports Day, I think, and he finally finds that first career home run in WZ Sports Day, and his first at-bat of the game to give Cyan a 2-0 lead.
Love to see it there from Larry, finally knocking that first one out of the way. Up comes Casper, who unfortunately for him and the Cyan team is going to go down strike 3 there swinging. TK able to rebuild his confidence, and does so once again here against Anks, sitting him down.
Yeah, looking to limit the damage. Looking to limit the damage there, and that will be a respectable inning. I mean, 2 runs for Cyan, though, with Wally on the bump. That's going to be hard for Red to contend with. You look at those pitching stats, they're absolutely ludicrous. And unfortunately, we also lost the first at-bat of this game, which was Howler. So it happened to Howler twice, unluckily. He actually did put a charge into one, but Anks came up with a nice catch, and it was the first out of the game.
Now TK gonna put one in play there. He does hit it over to the right side, was looking like a potential out there, but it is mishandled by the Cyan team. So TK is able to escape it with that one and make his way over to second for Eirik.
Eirik, with some patience there, takes a 4-pitch walk to get some action going for Red on the base paths against a strong pitcher in Wally.
So Evan, who struggled today, is able to watch this one go by, for ball 4, and although despite starting slow, has gotten in the last 2 games 2 straight walks, so starting to figure things out at the dish.
Base is loaded with 1 out, but Haller can't convert. He will strike out. It'll come down to TK.
Strongest pitcher versus Red's strongest hitter. How's this one going to go? TK does unfortunately get sat down for strike 3, so Wally is able to escape some early trouble with no runs given up. That was a huge missed opportunity for the Red team.
Yeah, now Wally's going to look to create some trouble, and he will with a hard hit ball to the left. We might be thinking 2, but he will think better of it and stay at first base.
Eirik, despite the bobble, probably wasn't making that play regardless. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that is one for the history books. That is one of the dirtiest pitches you will ever see in WZ Sports Day. TK with a trademark celebration to boot. That is going to live in TK's highlight reel going forward, ladies and gentlemen. As Casper does his job, puts that one in play, advances Wally to third. So despite the close play and getting out, he does his job, advances the runner. Here comes Anks.
Anks is dispatched on 3 pitches as well. So after that leadoff base runner, TK sits down the side in order, so he's settling in here on the mound as Eirik will come up.
Eirik does get sat down by Wally, and that's what he does, ladies and gentlemen. Some nasty movement on those pitches, as you've seen. Here comes Evan, who is able to put one in play, and they're not able to convert on the play once again, thanks to Wally, having some struggles fielding. Granted, it is very difficult to make that play, but Evan does a great job with, I believe, their first career hit, if I'm not mistaken, as Haller gets sat down.
Yep, first career hit for Evan indeed. Haller not able to find a hit, and TK will chase on a full count just out of the zone. That's a tough pitch to not pull the trigger on.
Red unfortunately not able to convert, as here comes Wally back up to the dish, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is why he is so dangerous in wiffle ball. He'll sit your whole lineup down on the mound, comes up to bat, and puts that one out of the park. A no-doubter from Wally, who does it again, ladies and gentlemen, leading Cyan to a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, a beautiful swing and another no-doubter. TK knew it was gone off the bat. Larry, however, gets sat down by a nice fastball, and Casper to follow will put that in play to left field. Eirik with a really respectable attempt on that play, but just no chance.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, those hits to the left side of the infield, doing the job. But Anks, unfortunately, despite the early walk, has been struggling against TK so far. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a beautiful play from Eirik. Just a complete robbery.
Possibly, very well might have saved 2 runs there. That could have very easily been going into the outfield grass, as Eirik will come up, and it's the last ups for the red team.
Eirik has had a couple of those pop flies today. Unfortunately, just got a little bit too far under those potential home runs. Instead, just pop flies. As Evan, who has really gone on a hot streak after starting slow against Neon, 2 walks and a hit off Wally. Very, very respectable performance.
Yeah, yet to make it out in this game. But just like
Haller,
that,
unfortunately, 0 for 4 today, struggling against Wally.
Red down to the last out, and wow, that was absolute heat. Just out of the zone, TK chases on the drop ball, and that will end the game. And that's what Wally does. He throws a complete game shutout. There was some trouble in the first inning. You thought maybe his scoreless streak was going to end, but absolutely not, as Cyan will take a convincing 3-0 victory. And Red will 0-2 Wiffle, unfortunately.
And here we go with Game 3, Neon versus Cyan. Wally on the mound, who has continued his dominance on the mound, looks to keep the momentum rolling here against Neon, with King leading things off.
King will lead things off with a walk on an impressive at-bat. Brought the count full and takes ball 4.
Brawley, though, however, not able to move along. The runner does go down to strike 3 to Wally. And that's just kind of the name of the game. It's tough to get hits on Wally. You just got to be patient. And Doobie does a great job of being patient, drawing the walk, brings Sydney up to bat.
Yeah, Sydney had a great game against Red, went 2 for 3, but that will be strike 3. Just misses that slider outside, and there'll be 2 outs.
Big opportunity here. 2 runners on for King, but he's not able to make the most of that opportunity. Wally sits him down, and that's going to end the inning. Cyan looking to take an early lead here.
Continues a run of dominance for Wally. That is his 17th straight scoreless inning in WZ Sports Day, which is just absolutely ludicrous. As King will look now to toe the rubber against him. He's thrown a lot of innings, so he will look to try to match his performance. Anks will, however, get on base with his first hit of the day, surprisingly.
Hank's doing his job getting on base for the big guns and Wally. However, it is just a pop fly. Wally not able to convert there. So it's going to come up to the bottom of the order here to move Anks up as Larry comes up to bat, and that one is a deep fly to left field, and Larry's going to do it again. He gets the monkey off his back against the red team with his first career homer and does it again here against King. Larry had success in the mini-meet against TK and King on the mound, and it does translate here to Sports Day. Larry coming up huge so far today for the Cyan team, who takes an early 2-0 lead in this game.
Yeah, and that's the second game in a row for him, too, where he hits a homer in his first at-bat, so he is just really getting the ball rolling for the Cyan team as Casper draws a walk, and Anks will follow it up. King has some trouble fielding that one, and they're not able to get the out anywhere. Everyone's safe.
Cyan rolling with another deep fly, and that is gone. After that Larry home run, the wheels are starting to fall off here. The next two runners aboard, and Wally brings him home with that huge 3-run blast. And very quickly here, it is a 5-0 lead for Cyan. King's going to have to get this one back under control quick.
Yeah, that pitch tailed way inside, and Wally just turned on it and sent it out of the park. Speaking of, that one will also tail inside to Larry on a 4-pitch walk. Pretty uncharacteristic, as the wind could be playing a factor here. Casper, though, will strike out on a ball that hits him.
We're seeing a lot of these balls go inside, but the wind seems to calm down. It allows Anks to make a nice contact there, but I do believe that is a successful peg, and it is, and that will end the inning. Huge fielding play there for Doobie to help his pitcher out.
Yeah, Neon will not get mercied. The mercy cap is 6, so it could have been worse, all things considered, and Brawley will actually get Neon's first hit of the game there to start things off in the top of the second.
This is what you're looking for Neon to try and claw back into this game, to make some contact. Brawley leading it off, and Doobie with a nice infield single as well. It's going to bring Sydney up. Let's see how she does here against Wally.
Ball 4, and they're cooking. Nobody out, and bases loaded for King. Let's see if he can end the streak.
And he does. He's able to put that one in play. That's going to bring in 1. That's going to bring in Doobie for 2. And here comes Sydney, and that is going to be a bases-clearing double for King. Huge for Neon to get some confidence against Wally on the mound and to make this one a game.
Absolutely huge to put 3 runs on the board. I mean, that's just absolutely impressive as hell from King there. But unfortunately, Wally's starting to lock in with 2 straight strikeouts to follow.
Huge opportunity here for Sydney, but unfortunately is going to get sat down by Wally. So after giving up those 3 runs, he quickly gets things back in control, and Cyan is going to take a 5-3 lead here to the bottom of the second with Wally up right away.
Yep, Cyan is going to look for insurance here. That's going to be trouble. Brawley lets it get past him. That'll be 2. And Wally's actually going for 3, and the peg will be offline, so that is actually going to be an inside the park on a triple plus throwing error. I mean,
very, very risky base running, but also a risky peg attempt, and it does go in Wally's favor as he's able to bring it in, and Larry able to get on board here as Casper puts one in play. A nice rip, but Brawley with a very impressive catch for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, Larry will scamper back to first. A little bit of lazy fielding, I feel, on the inside the park. Brawley took his time getting to it, and Wally just took full advantage, as there will now be 2 outs in the inning for Wally, who hits it back to Brawley again. However, this one will be only a single.
Brawley seemingly making up for it with that catch of Casper's hit, as well as a nice fielding play there to limit it just to a single, as Larry pops out to King to end the inning. So Neon's still within striking distance, but they have some serious work to do here at the top of the third. Last ups, King up to bat.
Just 1 run, as King will put a charge into one, actually, and that is gone. That is a home run off of Wally. You do not see that every day. King puts a beautiful swing on that drop ball, and that is the first home run off of Wally since King in Austin 2023. So a nice little full circle moment there as Neon gets things started in the top of the third.
Brawley does a great job of being patient, keeping the momentum going, drawing the walk, bringing Doobie up to the dish, but he does unfortunately get struck out by Wally. That is exactly what Wally was looking for, to swing momentum back in the favor of Cyan. Sydney up to bat, and that is a nasty drop ball from Wally. Trademark right there.
Nothing you can do about that. That Sydney is not going to be ready for that nasty of a pitch coming in, and King is on a 2-2 count, and they will end the game on a riser up and out of the zone.
nasty riser from Wally there. Back-to-back nasty pitches to put a bow on this game, and Cyan is going to take a 2-0 wiffle ball victory.
Yeah, very respectable game from Neon, putting 4 off of Wally, but Cyan's offense responded with a big 6 spot, and as a result, every team now will be tied up at 2-2.
Good grip! Back floor! Back floor! Back floor! Back floor!
Here are the stats for Wiffle Ball. There are a lot of stats in this case. On the top are the hitting categories, and on the bottom are the pitching categories. And here are the leaderboards for those hitting categories first. You can see how everyone's stacked up in the offense department, and now the pitching leaderboards, where you can see how those people who did pitch stacked up against each other. And now for your Player of the Game awards for Wiffle Ball. For Game 1 of Red vs. Neon, I went with Brawly. Honestly, this was a whole team effort for sure. It was kind of hard to pick, but ultimately, Brawly had that really big go-ahead 3-run home run, which gave his team the lead, which was not relinquished for the rest of the game. Also, just was good at the plate in general, aside from that. So, I went with Brawly. Doobie had a great pitching effort on the mound, but he did struggle at the plate, unfortunately, which kept me from picking him. King and Sydney also both huge contributors at the plate, so shout out them as well. And then for the next 2 games, I went with Wally. For Game 2, it's pretty clear-cut because he did what he does best. He threw a complete game shutout, allowing just a few base runners, striking out 7. And in addition to that, he also had a great game on offense, going 2 for 4 with a home run. For Game 3, it was honestly a little tougher because Wally had his first quote-unquote rough outing on the mound in a while, but that is only a rough outing by his standards. Giving up 4 runs is really not too bad, and he for sure made up for it with his performance at the plate, where he went 3 for 4 with a home run and a triple turned inside the park home run by a throwing error, accounting for 4 runs driven in out of his team's 6. And at the end of the day, he still did strike out 9 and come away with the win on the mound, out-dueling his pitching opponent in King. Huge shout out to Larry, though, who hit very well in both of these games, but when it comes down to it, Wally pretty much matched his offense as well as adding that pitching value. So I went with Wally for the Player of the Game awards in both cases. And those are your Player of the Game awards for Wiffle Ball in Utah Sports Day 2024. And with that, that is going to do it for Wiffle Ball. As you can see, the standings have gotten very interesting. All 3 teams are now knotted at 2-2 overall in the standings. So a big thank you to King for commentating Wiffle Ball with me. He did a very great job. And also, shout out to Anks and Doobie for commentating soccer in the last video. I don't think I gave them their props, so they also did a great job as well. And in the next video, it will be Wally and Haller on the comms in basketball. So look forward to that coming next week.